Hi there, it's Natasha here, and my job is to help as many people as I can to negotiate the right divorce settlement. I've put together a series of case study style videos covering a variety of topics to help give you a better understanding and some clarity around the different areas that come with a divorce. Now, whether you're a legal advisor or you're going through a divorce yourself, hopefully you'll find the information I'm about to share with you helpful. And today I'm going to talk you through a reverse mortgage capacity assessment. Now, hopefully you'll be wondering, what is a reverse mortgage capacity assessment? Well, this type of report is carried out when the amount of mortgage borrowing required is already known, and the report is then used to explore how much income is required to achieve that particular level of borrowing. And there are a number of circumstances that might benefit from this type of assessment, and I'll detail some examples for you as follows. Predominantly, I'm instructed to carry out this type of assessment when, upon divorce, one party wishes to remain in the family home and take on the mortgage outstanding in their own name. Usually the property is jointly owned, and often the ex-spouse, aka the joint owner, is expecting to receive a payout for their share in the property. Therefore, additional borrowing may need to be raised for this also. Alternatively, the assessments could be used when an individual knows exactly what type of property they want to buy and therefore how much they're going to need to borrow. And this is usually when the individual in question wishes to remain close to a particular location, such as their children's school or close to family. And it's not just the level of income required to achieve a certain amount of borrowing that can be explored either. I can also consider how much debt, liabilities or general living expenses need to change or reduce in order to achieve a certain level of borrowing. Perhaps negotiations are underway to split joint debts, and by highlighting how outgoings need to change in order to afford a certain level of borrowing can support those negotiations. With regards to using the reverse assessment to confirm an amount of income required to achieve a certain level of borrowing, the income that is negotiable in these circumstances is normally maintenance, child or spousal. However, it could also refer to the amount of earned income required, and this might relate to someone who has the opportunity to increase working hours, switch roles, seek new employment, or even where a divorcing couple own a property portfolio together, and the assessment can look at how best to split those properties based on the income they produce and how that can assist mortgage borrowing. And I think the best way to illustrate this is by using a case study. So let's look at a report I completed recently whereby the client wanted to remain in the family home owned jointly with their ex-spouse, and they wanted to illustrate if they could successfully obtain enough lending to take over the mortgage in their own name. At the time, the mortgage outstanding was around £100,000, and the client's ex-spouse wanted an additional £100,000 in exchange for their share of the property. So there were two financial scenarios included within the assessment. The first established capacity to mortgage based on current income, while the second scenario was used to explore and confirm how much income the client would need in order to raise a mortgage of £200,000. It's also important to note that they were in the process of negotiating maintenance income at that time. So firstly, the property in question had been valued at around £350,000. The individual was 40 years old, looking to take out a mortgage over 25 years. They had two financially dependent children and were earning just under £35,000 per year, with child benefit of £1,788. They had no debt and a healthy credit record. Now, based on this information alone, without any additional income, they could achieve borrowing of approximately £155,000 to £170,000, which would be enough to remortgage the property in their name only and pay the ex-spouse £70,000 for their share of the property. However, for scenario 2, in order to secure borrowing of £200,000 to pay the ex-spouse the £100,000 they had requested, additional income would be required. Specifically, maintenance income of around £8,000 to £10,000 per year would be required with a number of mortgage lenders, which would equal to monthly income of £666 to £833. And you may wish to watch one of my other videos which looks at maintenance income in more detail to understand how lending criteria for this type of income can vary. In this particular case, the ex-spouse did not agree to pay any more child maintenance than what the Child Maintenance Service had calculated was appropriate, which was about £475 per month. Therefore, a lower buyout payment for the ex-spouse's share of the property was agreed. So, where negotiations are under threat of being derailed due to housing and income disputes, especially when one or both parties are very particular about how they want to proceed, you can see how a reverse assessment can really help to emphasise what is reasonable to expect and highlight the best route forward. If you would like to find out more about reverse mortgage capacity assessment, then please visit our website or call me on the number showing on the screen. But that's all from me today. Thank you for listening. I'm Natasha, helping you negotiate the right divorce settlement.